Hello and welcome to the next Let's Play adventure. Today we're playing through one of my favorite Flash games ever, Clarences Big Chance. Why do I like this game? Well, it's in an 8-bit style, reminiscent of the old days of the NES and Mega Drive, or Genesis, or actually that was the Master System, that was 8-bit, wasn't it? But not only that, it has excellent music, which you can't hear because I'm talking over right now. As well, it also has kind of an odd but quirky sense of humor. And it's kind of a throwback sort of action platformer style game, which you'll see pretty shortly, once I actually let the intro music finish. Yeah. Okay, so, oh, I should probably delete one of these, huh? So, I'm going to start a new game for you. Obviously, as you can see, I have 2 games, one of which I've actually completed, one of which I have not. That one I'm using for just kind of to preview to make sure that I know what I'm doing. So here's the story. Clarence is a 35-year-old fat sack of horse manure who still lives with his parents. God, that's so relatable. He's led a lovelorn life, longing lustfully for the lady of his dreams since as long as he can recall, but the girlies never showed him any interest for some unfathomable reason. Maybe it's because he collected and later consumed slugs. Maybe it's because he didn't believe in bathing. Maybe it's just because he's grotesquely obese. Whatever the reason, they pulled faces of disgust when he was in their vicinity. These girlies, it had made Clarence a sad, fat, sad man. But, halt the presses! This drought of desire flowing in his direction was quenched last night, when he managed to chat up some impressionable young lass on one of them interweb net sites. You know the type. He used blatant, filthy lies to woo the poor girl, of course, but in the end, it won him a real-life date. Wowzers! His first ever! Score! God, that's a creepy face right there. He awakens this fine date day rip-roaring for some action, yet determined to be a dashingly romantic swoon lord to rival the best of them. I'm going to use that word from now on. I'm going to be called myself a swoon lord. It's your job to lead him through this daily routine. His daily routine. While preparing for this date, get up, get dressed, clean your teeth, go to work, and so on. He may have love on his schedule today, but he can't afford to mess up the rest of his miserable life in the process, now can he? So, this is the basic game screen. And that's Clarence, which you control, moving left and right. You hit up to read messages like this, as this fancy little tutorial message tells you. Also, you press the space button to jump, and for a fat man, he can jump really high. I would imagine if he's about 6 feet tall, he can probably jump about 10 feet in the air, which is pretty impressive. Hop to it, Clarence! Use the space bar to rocket jigglingly into the sky like the rambunctious young scamp you most certainly aren't. I'm really running out of breath for no reason sometimes, aren't I? Show those shelves a lesson in physics-defying, tiger. What's this say? You can bounce on beds, you know. Hold space while jumping onto them, well, yes. It's a kind of extremely ugly eagle, which is a virgin. And fat. So very fat. So, alright, we're going here, and here's another message. If, for whatever reason, you want to mute or unmute the music that the developer put hours upon hours of blood, sweat, and passionate, sappy tears into composing, you can use the M key. There's no reason I'll be doing that, because the music is awesome, as I said before. You're a very fat man, Clarence. Jumping on a living creature will crush it to oblivion with your girth. You shouldn't let the lamps wander around like this. Why not end their enigmatic animation? So, lamps are one of the many enemies that you can fight in this game, and by fight I mean stomp. And as you'll notice, they drop a little item there. You heard that. If you didn't hear that, that might be kind of a surprise. Yes, I'm jumping down there for a reason. Not too wise to leave all your money all over the place, attached to thin air itself. You'll need lots of it if you're to impress your lady friend. By the way, I'm going to attempt to record a 100% playthrough of this game, so it should provide. I should have plenty of segments for this game. Some platforms, like the shelf here, are one way. I don't know why I'm reading this all to you, but whatever. You can jump up from below, but you can't drop through them. How they work has boggled theological physicists. So, physicists who also are studying religion? What? Whatever. I know I meant theoretical physicists, but whatever. Here be ladders. Grab them by pressing up, and use up or down to ascend or descend respectively. Press space to jump off. Simple enough. Money! Cuddles. Looks like Cuddles, your cat, is free of its regular confinement. Why not put this fluffy bugger out of its misery of misery of coexistence with you, you heartless monster. Go on, just hop on its skull. It'll crack like an egg. I'm pretty sure that whoever made this game, or at least whoever decided to write the text, is British or something like that. You think nothing of leaving your ginormous golden keys all over the place, do you, Clarence? My love? Like that. If you pick this one up and place it into your pocket, you can use it to unlock a door somewhere. Golly. Now, if you noticed, when we were at the very beginning, which I'm going to go back to right now, there's a lock up there. And how do you get to it? By jumping. Did you know that you can open the menu by pressing enter? From there you can also use the arrow keys to see further screens which give you even more scrumptious information about your quest. Let's do that now! So, this is the pause screen, the menu screen. This tells you, the first page will tell you items that you've collected and also tasks that you need to complete. So for this one, we have to, currently we are prancing around in my underpants, smell like the pigs, have breath like a dog, feel peckish, are a dullard, and are rather nervous. So we can complete some of these now. This also tells you how many coins you have collected and how many that you can collect in this particular chapter. It also has tips, which will be explained later. Playtime and office drone is your job, which you can't affect now. Tasks, work tasks come up later. Chat device comes up later. Personality tips will be shown later, and this is a map, which I don't really use ever for any reason. So, you collect a key, and then you just automatically open the lock when you run into it. This is a telly, another indication that this might be a British person who did this. As we all know, merely walking beside one will store a copy of one's soul inside it, or some such thing, allowing one to respawn at the telly's position following one's untimely demise. Yes. So, it just automatically saves. Alright. Astonishingly, you can compress your enormous bulk into a remarkably small state, and shuffle along on your fat arse like a madman. Fat arse. Fat arse. Press down to duck and use left to right to waddle through tight spaces. Will do. And yes, he always makes that noise when he's ducking and crawling. And I assure you, it doesn't get any less annoying. Why do you insist on letting these insufferable wild birds, Clarences Pie? Why? I don't even need to be funny for this. This is just funny on its own. Looks like a dog Buggles is running rampant around your room like a mad thing. Why not hand it an impromptu euthanization by crushing its empty head beneath your clumsy boots, you cruel oaf? Now, the dog is a bit tougher of an enemy to kill because, simply put, its hitbox is slightly weird, so you have to, like, jump on its head in order to kill it. Your shirt and tie. Ah, I found it. A fancy pink shirt and brown tie that you think make you look like a man of good taste. You are deluded. Combine them with your trousers and shoes to get dressed. What's this over here? It's another lock, but I don't have a key. You left your pants through here, didn't you? Well, that's a silly thing to do. And lock them in because you thought they were haunted? Which they aren't. You'll need a key. There are loads about, but there's a spare one somewhere in your parents' room, just so you know. We probably won't get to that in this particular segment, but we'll get there eventually. Like so many Cyberland characters, Clarence, you can rejuvenate your vim by devouring the hearts of your fallen victims. Their rich, delicious hearts. Go on, give him a scoff. Scoff. Sorry, can't read it too well. Give him a scoff to fill up your lovely heart points and stave off death for another day. If you look up at the top of the screen, up in the top right, it will tell you how many hearts you have. You have 4, obviously. You also have no keys and 18 coin. Now this is a computer. Visage Tome says that her name is Gertrude. Now this is, if you'll go back to the menu screen right here, these computers show the personality tips. These are things that you need to collect in order to have a good date, essentially. Oh, this explains it right here. There's a laptop here. You've got a date today, but I've only talked to the girl online briefly. These computers let you access information about her personality to prepare you for her encounter. Your encounter. Remember what you read. Gracious mummies loose! I should do this in a really crappy British accent, shouldn't I? She's probably trying to clean your room with those frying pans of hers, the mad old bat. How loving are you, family man? Does she need to be put out of her misery? I think so. Boink. I just killed my mother. I don't feel bad about it at all. Use the door. Enter it by using up, just like a sign or any other object you can interact with. Your progress will be saved every time you enter a door. You'll respawn at it if ever you meet the Reaper, you fragile little sausage. Well, it's taken 10 minutes to get here. That's amazing. This hallway is the hub of your house. Oh, sorry, British accent. You'll need to go through your morning routine, wash in the bathroom, eat, get dressed, etc. before going to work, if you don't want to appear as quite the scruffy pot. Think of your lady friend. Alright, well, I suppose that this is about as good of a time as any to cut the first segment off, since we're already at, wow, almost 11 minutes already. Okay, so, thanks for joining me for the bedroom section of Clarences Big Adventure, and I will be back shortly with the next couple of sections. Probably tomorrow. We'll see. I really don't know. I probably should have ended this a couple of seconds ago, shouldn't I? Yeah. Excelsior! Let the intro music finish. Yeah. Okay, so, oh, I should probably delete one of these, huh? So, I'm going to start a new game for you. It's in an 8-bit style, reminiscent of the old days of the NES and Mega Drive, or Genesis, or actually that was the Master System that was 8-bit, wasn't it? But not only that, it has excellent music, which you can't hear because... Hello and welcome to the next Let's Play adventure. Today we're playing through one of my favorite Flash games ever, Clarences Big Chance. Why do I like this game? Well, as I'm talking over right now. As well, it also has kind of an odd but quirky sense of humor. And it's kind of a throwback sort of action platformer style game, which you'll see pretty shortly, once I actually